As Abayomi parked his car in front of Zenith Bank, his heart did a little flip, as it always did whenever he came to pick up Ajoke from work. She was everything he had ever prayed for, a woman of grace, beauty and humility. More than that, she was God-fearing. Ajoke had a heart of gold, and it radiated in everything she did. She was not just a successful career woman at Zenith Bank, but she was also kind, selfless, and had a way of making everyone feel special, no matter how busy she was. As he leaned against his car, waiting for her, he thought about how lucky he was. In just 3 months, she would officially be his wife. A few minutes passed, and just as the clock struck 5:30 p.m., he saw her step out of the bank. She looked just as stunning as the first day he saw her. Ajoke walked out of the bank, her navy blue corporate dress hugging her slim frame modestly. Abayomi smiled. "My future Mrs. Abayomi," he teased as she approached. Ajoke blushed. "You and this your sweet mouth." She got into the car, removing her heels with a tired sigh. "Babe, you won't believe the kind of stress I went through today." Abayomi chuckled as he started the engine. "Tell me," he said. Ajoke rolled her eyes playfully and launched into a long rant about the events of her day at the office. She spoke of rude customers who would never appreciate the work she did, of network failures that delayed transactions, and of her supervisor who had insisted on an unnecessary meeting that only added to her stress. Abayomi listened intently, nodding at intervals. He loved how passionate she was about her job. When she was done, he reached for her hand. 3 more months, babe," he said, his voice filled with determination. 3 more months and you won't have to stress like this. You will be a whole wife and I will take good care of you. You won't have to deal with rude customers or stressful supervisors. I, Abayomi, will handle everything." Ajoke smiled, her eyes softening. "You are the best thing that ever happened to me, Abayomi." One evening, just a month before the wedding, Abayomi received an unexpected call. His phone vibrated on the table as he finished his dinner. He glanced at the screen and saw the caller ID, Uncle Adetayo. He hesitated for a moment before answering. "Good evening, sir." A deep, hearty laugh echoed through the phone. "Abayomi, my favorite nephew. How are you, my boy?" Abayomi forced a smile. "I'm fine, sir. How is London?" "Cold as usual, but that is why I am coming home. I can't miss my nephew's wedding, Abi." Abayomi sat up. "You are coming to Nigeria?" "Of course. In fact, my flight lands in 2 days. I need to be there to support you, my boy." A wedding is not a small thing. Abayomi sighed. He knew what this meant. His uncle Adetayo was a man of extreme wealth and wild reputation, a billionaire businessman who had made his fortune in real estate, oil, and politics. He was known for 2 things: his extravagant lifestyle, his insatiable love for women. Everyone knew Adetayo's ways. Despite being in his late 50s, he partied like a 25-year-old, traveled with different women, and had been divorced 5 times. Abayomi admired his uncle's success, but had always been uncomfortable with his philandering habits. Still, he was family. "That is great, sir," Abayomi said cautiously. "Let me know when you land so I can pick you up from the airport." "Ah, no need, no need. My driver will get me. Just make sure you have a cold bottle of Hennessy waiting when I arrive." Uncle Adetayo laughed. Abayomi chuckled. "Noted, sir." As he ended the call, a strange feeling settled in his stomach. His uncle's presence in Nigeria was going to bring trouble. He just didn't know how much. That night, Abayomi called Ajoke. "Baby, I have news for you," he said as soon as she picked up. "Good or bad?" she asked playfully. "It depends." "Okay, tell me." He sighed. "Uncle Adetayo is coming to Nigeria for the wedding." There was silence for a moment. Then Ajoke sighed. Oh, Abayomi frowned. You are not happy about it? Ajoke hesitated. It's not that. Just that from the things I have heard about that your uncle, the thought of him makes me uncomfortable. Why? You know Abayomi. Everyone talks about him, the way he treats women, the scandals, the rumors. Abayomi sighed. I know, baby, but he's still family. I know, she admitted. I just don't want any drama before our wedding. There won't be, he assured her. He's just coming to celebrate with us. 2 days later, Uncle Adetayo arrived in Lagos in full grand style. The moment he stepped out of the private jet at Muritala Mohammed Airport, a fleet of 3 black SUVs was already waiting for him, dressed in designer agbada and gold jewelry. He looked like a king returning to his throne. As usual, he wasn't alone. 2 young ladies, both in their early 20s, clung to his arms, giggling as he whispered things into their ears. His driver, Musa, bowed slightly. Welcome, Chief. Musa, my guy, how far now? Uncle Adetayo grinned, handling him his expensive Louis Vuitton suitcase. Oya, take me home. I need a hot bath and some good food. As the cars sped towards his mansion in Ikoyi, he pulled out his phone and dialed Abayomi's number. My boy, he boomed when Abayomi answered. Uncle, welcome, oh. Abayomi said, thank you, my son. Lagos still feels the same. Are you coming to see me tonight? Ah, Uncle, not tonight, oh. Work has been hectic, but I'll come tomorrow. Good, because I have gist for you. I'm listening, Abayomi said. Uncle Adetayo chuckled. Let's just say I have big plans for my stay in Nigeria and I need your help. Abayomi frowned slightly. Help? Help with what? His uncle laughed. Relax now. You'll find out soon enough. As the call ended, Abayomi felt a cold chill in his chest. He had a feeling that whatever his uncle was planning, it was nothing good. On his second night in Lagos, his uncle had moved to his hotel suite and called Abayomi. My boy, sit down, he said, pouring himself a glass of whiskey. I've been looking forward to the wedding. You made a good choice. This Ajoke girl, the way you spoke about her, she seems to be a very decent and very homely lady. Abayomi smiled. Yes, uncle, she is the best. Chief Adetayo sipped his drink. But enough of that. I need your help with something. Abayomi frowned. What is it? The old man leaned forward. I need a girl to keep me company tonight. Abayomi's face stiffened. He knew his uncle's ways, but this made him uncomfortable. Uncle, must you sleep with different girls every night? Chief Adetayo chuckled. Ah, Abayomi, don't be a child. Just one night of fun. You know me now. I don't like to sleep alone. Abayomi sighed. This was not the kind of conversation he wanted to have. Okay, why are you telling me this? I don't know anyone who does that kind of thing. Uncle Adetayo waved his hand. You don't have to. There are websites for these things. Then he frowned and picked up his phone. Ah, my network is messing up. Lend me your phone. Let me arrange something quickly. Abayomi hesitated. Something about this didn't sit right with him. But Chief Adetayo was insistent. Abayomi, don't be dramatic now. I will delete everything afterward. Just let me do this fast. Abayomi froze. This was a bad idea. Everything inside him screamed no. Ajoke's words from the night before echoed in his mind. Your uncle makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't want any drama before our wedding. He should refuse. He should say no. But Uncle Adetayo was watching him, waiting. His expression relaxed, but his tone was firm. This was not a request. Abayomi hesitated. His uncle had done a lot for him in the past, paid his school fees at one point, helped his mother when she was sick, even contributed to the wedding expenses. Saying no would seem rude. So after a long pause, he finally muttered, Okay, sir, that's my boy. Uncle Adetayo laughed. Abayomi handed over his phone, watching as his uncle quickly navigated the hookup site with expertise. Within minutes, Chief Adetayo had found what he was looking for. Ah, I like this one. Beautiful girl, Very fresh, he said, showing Abayomi the picture. But Abayomi refused to look. She charges 200,000 naira for the night. That's more money for me. Abayomi looked away, uncomfortable. Uncle, please be discreet. I don't want any scandal near my wedding. Uncle Adetayo laughed. You worry too much. Everything is set. She's coming in 2 hours. Abayomi sighed and checked the time. It was late and he was tired. Uncle, I'll be going home now. But Chief Adetayo shook his head. No now. Stay for a while. Just one drink. Abayomi reluctantly agreed. As time passed, Abayomi grew restless. He wanted to leave. He should leave. But Uncle Adetayo insisted. Stay a little longer now. Let's gist small. An hour passed. Then finally, knock, knock. Uncle Adetayo's eyes lit up. My goods have arrived, he joked. Abayomi sighed and stood up to get the door. His heart was already beating strangely, but he ignored it. He reached for the handle and pulled the door open. Then he froze. Standing there in a tight red gown was Ajoke. For 5 long seconds, nobody spoke. The world seemed to stop. Ajoke's eyes widened in horror. Abayomi felt his entire body go numb. His fiancée, the woman he was set to marry in 3 weeks, a hookup girl? It didn't make sense. His brain refused to process what he was seeing. Ajoke cried, "Oh my God!" Chief Adetayo sat up, confused. What is wrong? Let her in now. Abayomi's hands trembled. His breathing became ragged. Ajoke, what are you doing here? Ajoke staggered back, clutching her bag, her face turning pale. Abayomi. Chief Adetayo, who had been grinning, suddenly stood up, confused. What is going on? Abayomi couldn't breathe. His chest felt like it was caving in. Tell me this is a joke, he whispered, his voice shaking. Ajoke burst into tears. Abayomi, please, I can explain. Explain? His voice rose. You were coming here for what exactly? She sobbed harder. Please listen to me. Uncle Adetayo walked closer slowly. He raised an eyebrow. You two know each other? Abayomi turned, his voice shaking. This is my fiancé. Silence. A heavy, suffocating silence. Uncle Adetayo looked between them, then let out a low whistle. This one bad oh. Abayomi turned to him sharply. Did you know about this? God forbid, his uncle swore. I no sabi anything no. I just picked a girl randomly. Ajoke fell to her knees. Abayomi, I swear, I didn't know it was you. Please, I made a mistake. I needed money. Abayomi staggered backward, his breath heavy. No. This was a nightmare. The woman he had worshipped for years, the woman he had planned a future with, was sleeping with men for money. His head spun. How long? He demanded. How long have you been doing this? Ajoke shook her head violently. This is my first time. Liar! He growled. She screamed, sobbing hysterically. Abayomi, please, I love you. Please don't do this to me. Don't leave me. He staggered back. His chest felt like it was being ripped open. His world was crumbling. At that moment, he knew that nothing would ever be the same again. Ajoke was still on her knees, her hands shaking as she reached for Abayomi's leg. Abayomi, please, I can explain. Abayomi stepped back as if she was poisoned. Explain what? Ajoke's lips trembled. Her eyes flooded with tears. Please, don't look at me like that. I swear, it is not what you think. Chief Adetayo, still sitting on the couch, scoffed. Not what he thinks? Babe, we both know what you came here for. 200k for the night, right? Ajoke's body jerked as if she had been slapped. She turned sharply towards Chief Adetayo. Please, sir, don't make this worse. But it was already too late. Abayomi's face darkened with disgust. You charged 200,000 naira to sleep with a man, a complete stranger, Ajoke, the woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Ajoke broke down in loud sobs. "It was a mistake, Abayomi, I swear. I didn't know it would be you or your uncle. Please, let's go somewhere and talk." Abayomi let out a bitter laugh. "Talk? You want us to talk? About what? About how my fiancé has been sleeping with men for money?" Ajoke wailed harder. Chief Adetayo, now looking uncomfortable, cleared his throat. "Abayomi, I know this is painful, but you need to calm down." Abayomi turned to him, his eyes burning with fury. "Calm down? Are you serious right now?" He clenched his fist, his whole body trembling with anger. Then, without another word, he stormed out of the room. Ajoke scrambled to her feet. "Abayomi, please," she cried, running after him, but he didn't stop. He couldn't. Everything they had was dead. Abayomi barely remembered how he got into his car. His hands trembled as he gripped the steering wheel. His mind was spinning, whirling in a storm of disbelief, pain and betrayal. This is a nightmare. It has to be. He slammed his hands against the wheel. Ajoke, the love of his life, the woman he had dreamt of spending forever with, a hookup girl? His stomach twisted. Abayomi shook his head furiously and pressed the accelerator, speeding down the empty Lekki road. He didn't even know where he was going. He just knew he couldn't stay there. His phone kept ringing. Ajoke, over and over again. He turned it off and tossed it into the passenger's seat. God, why? Everything had been so perfect. She had been so perfect. He remembered the first time he saw her, how she walked into that small cafe near his office, dressed in a simple gown, her natural hair bouncing as she ordered her meal. He had fallen for her instantly. Ajoke was different, decent, smart, cultured. How could I have been so blind? His heart clenched painfully, but suddenly he couldn't hold it anymore. A raw scream tore from his throat. It echoed in the car, bouncing off the windows, but it didn't stop the pain. It didn't stop the ache that was eating him alive. Back at the hotel, Ajoke was on the floor, wailing. She couldn't breathe. Her hands shook violently as she tried to dial his number again. Switched off. "Abayomi, please, please," she sobbed into the air, her voice breaking. Her body shook with uncontrollable tremors. Chief Adetayo sighed and picked up his brandy glass. "Ajoke, you need to leave." She looked at him, her face streaked with tears. "Please, sir, help me beg him. Please help me beg him. He respects you a lot. He will listen to you." Chief Adetayo exhaled deeply. "My dear, you don't mess up. You don't scatter everything." She clutched his leg, begging. "Sir, I swear, it was my first time. I was desperate. I didn't know it was him." Chief Adetayo ran a hand over his head. "It doesn't matter if it was your first time or your 10th time or your 20th time. Abayomi will never trust you again." Ajoke sobbed harder. Trust? She had destroyed it. And for what? 200,000 naira. She wished she could go back in time. She wished she could undo it all. But it was too late. The man she loved was gone, and she didn't know how to live without him. Abayomi didn't remember how he got home that night. His mind was in a haze. His heart shattered into a million pieces. Everything reminded him of Ajoke. His favorite coffee mug on his kitchen counter, the wedding invitations on his table, the framed picture of them smiling at the beach. He picked up the frame and threw it against the wall. The glass shattered, just like his heart. How could she do this to him? How long had she been doing this? Was their entire relationship a lie? He buried his face in his hands. A knock sounded on the door. He didn't move. Another knock. Then his mother's voice. "Abayomi, my son, please open the door." Reluctantly, he stood up and opened it. His mother, a woman of strong faith, stepped in with concern written all over her face. "Your father and I heard what happened." Abayomi sighed and ran his hand over his face. "Mama, I don't want to talk about it. His mother shook her head. You must talk about it. You cannot carry this pain alone. Abayomi collapsed onto the couch, his shoulders shaking. His mother sat beside him, taking his hand. My son, I know your heart is broken, but you must not let this destroy you. How do I move on, Mama? How do I live with this betrayal? His voice cracked with pain. His mother sighed deeply. Only God can heal this kind of pain. But my son, listen to me. You must let go. Let go? Could he ever forgive Ajoke? At that moment, he didn't think so. Suddenly, he made a decision. He couldn't stay here. Not in Lagos, not in Nigeria. Everything around him reminded him of her. He would make plans to leave. He would start over, somewhere far away. His heart still ached, but at least, he would never have to see her face again. Ajoke, on the other hand, was a complete mess. She had called Abayomi over 50 times. He didn't answer. She sent countless messages. He didn't reply. She even went to his house. His mother told her to leave. The wedding was officially cancelled. Everyone in their church, her office, and even their families now knew what had happened. People whispered about her. Her colleagues at the bank avoided her. Her family was ashamed of her. She fell into depression. She didn't eat. She barely slept. She stared at the ceiling every night, haunted by what she had lost. The following morning, Ajoke showed up at Abayomi's apartment again. Her eyes were red and swollen. She had spent the night crying, begging, praying. She knocked, and when he opened the door, she saw a packed suitcase beside him. Her heart dropped. Abayomi, no, please, you can't leave. He stared at her, his expression cold. Give me one good reason why I should stay. She grabbed his hand. Because I love you. His jaw clenched. If this is your idea of love, Ajoke, then I don't want to be a part of it. Ajoke fell to her knees. Please, Abayomi, please, I swear, it was a mistake. Abayomi shook his head. No, Ajoke, a mistake is forgetting my birthday. A mistake is misplacing my wallet. This, what you did, it was a choice. She sobbed. I am sorry, please don't do this. He exhaled sharply. I already did, Ajoke. Then without another word, he grabbed his suitcase, stepped outside, and closed the door behind him. Ajoke remained on the floor, shaking. It was over. For real, her world had just ended, and she had no one to blame but herself. That night, she wrote a letter. Then she went into the bathroom and swallowed a bottle of sleeping pills. She never woke up again. Abayomi stood at the cemetery, staring at Ajoke's grave. Ajoke Alabi, 1996 to 2025. The finality of it hit him like a truck. She was gone forever. His chest felt tight. The woman he once loved, the woman who betrayed him, was now 6 feet under. He should hate her, but all he felt was sorrow. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he whispered, I wish things were different. He turned and walked away. Some wounds never heal. Some love stories never get a happy ending. And sometimes betrayal kills faster than poison. If you enjoyed the story, then I am certain that you will enjoy the next story showing on the screen right now. Please click on the thumbnail and watch the next story. Please support me by liking this video, share with your family and friends, and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next story. Bye.